Alrighty, hi boys and girls, this is Miss North. So today we're working through the textbook pages for lesson 14-6, which is all about estimating mass. If you think back to the very first interactive notebook video lesson that I did last week, you'll remember that we looked at a couple of things. We looked at meters and centimeters to see how long something is, or how wide something is. And then last week we looked at milliliters and liters to see how much liquid volume there was. And now we're looking back at mass again, which is weighed in grams. I crossed out number 1, so you can cross out number 1 if you're following along. Grams, and which was about like a paper clip. Okay, so a gram, it weighs about the same amount as a paper clip. And then we also learned about kilograms, which is like kg. And that was like a dictionary, okay? So when we're estimating mass, we have to decide what unit of measurement for mass makes the most sense. Remember, I always think kilograms are like those like king grams. There's my little crown. King grams, they're really big, okay? So grams is like a paper clip, kilograms is like a dictionary. And then the other thing that I want you to kind of keep in your mind for this lesson and for the next lesson especially is that 1,000 grams is the same amount or weighs the same as 1 kilogram. Okay, so that means like 1,000 paper clips would be about the weight of 1 dictionary. So that's kind of like an important unit of measure for us to kind of like think of, okay? So we're gonna find, number 2 says find an object that you think has a mass more than a kilogram, and another that has a mass less than a kilogram. So look around your house and maybe pause the video and try to like look at some objects that you see and ask yourself, okay, do I think that this would be less than a kilogram, or do I think it'd be more than a kilogram? So some things that are around me that I think would be less than a kilogram would be like my pen. Less than a kilogram would be like a card. My family was playing Skip-Bo earlier. Or maybe like I've got this like kind of like Burt's Bees like lip stuff going on. My cup full of water, my Tervis tumbler here, these are all things that would be less than a kilogram. Something that is probably more than a kilogram would be like the kitchen table that I'm writing on right now. It might be like your pet nearby, like Stella probably weighs more than a kilogram, or maybe the chair that you're sitting on. Just look for heavier things. Maybe your kitchen trash can probably weighs more than a kilogram, okay? So let's look at 3 through 6. So circle the better estimate for each. So it's gonna give you an item, and you have to circle which one would be the better estimate. You might not think it's 100% accurate, but which one just makes more sense? Remember that word reasonable from a couple chapters ago? Which one's more reasonable? So this first one is a nickel, and we have 5 grams or 5 kilograms. Do you think a nickel probably weighs more like 5 paper clips or more like 5 dictionaries? Probably 5 paper clips. Okay, number 4 is like a small dog. Do you think that it would be 40 grams or 4 kilograms? Probably 4 kilograms. Okay, a pair of sunglasses, those are pretty light. So 16 grams or 1 kilogram, 16 paper clips or 1 dictionary. Well, sunglasses definitely don't weigh as much as a dictionary does, so I'm gonna go 16 grams. That's kind of the thought process I follow. An envelope, which is kind of like what you use to send letters in, 1 gram or 70 grams, probably 1. So for the next part, number 7 through 18, I'm gonna bend mine here. Go ahead through and pause the video if you're following along on your own paper and try to do your best there. All right, so I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna do what I think for 7 through 18. Okay, so this first picture is kind of like a mitten or something. 100 grams or 10 kilograms. Definitely not 10 dictionaries, so I'm going with 100 grams. This one's like a computer desktop. 15 paper clips or 15 dictionaries. Well, it's definitely more than 15 paper clips. A football, 4 paper clips? No. It'd be more like 400 paper clips. A sack of oranges or grapefruits, probably 2 kilograms. Okay, a bicycle, probably 12 dictionaries, not just 2. A feather, whoa, those are very light. A feather and a paper clip probably weigh about the same thing. Number 13 is a horse. Whoa, those are really big. Definitely more than just 5 dictionaries for a horse. A penny is very, very light, so probably 3 grams versus 300. Dining room table, probably that. All dining room tables, even if you have a smaller one, probably weigh more than just 350 paper clips. A microwave oven, probably pretty heavy. A kitten, what do you think? Well, probably not 20 dictionaries for a kitten, probably just 2. And then this one is a crayon. That's very light, so probably just 20 grams, okay? The back page is pretty good. If you wanted to try doing number maybe like 19 and 23, those are very, very good ones. Go ahead and do those ones. And I hope you had a good time learning about estimating mass.